Welcome to today's tutorial. I'll be showing you how to set up the terminal, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to go inside your favorite browser and type -w. Just type -w, it doesn't matter whether you capitalize it or you don't, as long as you've typed those following sequence of characters. And then press enter, and then you'll be shown many websites, right? The one we want is this one. Make sure you choose this one with this URL, and then click on the downloads. And then now we have, yeah, now we have this. Or if you happen to click to see, you might have maybe for you, okay, I think for you might have been this way, right? You've managed to see this one. If you see this URL like this and it shows MeshW exactly as it is here, you can either click here on downloads to go straight to the downloads, or you click it there, then you go to downloads. It's up to you. So let me show you the first way. Let's say you just clicked here on MeshW, right? You see, we are not on downloads here. So we need to go to the downloads. So we need to click on the left panel, this left panel, and click on the download section. That should show us the download section. So this helps us set up the GCC and G++ compilers, right? So there's many ways you can set it up. This one is another plausible approach to setting it up, but then this one is more complicated to set up. So I prefer this one, my sys2. So we're gonna install my sys2. So let's click on my sys2, which is the purple one. So click there, and then it should redirect you to this website, right? But then we want the one under the section my sys2, right, which is this section here. So you're gonna go there and then click on GitHub, and then that should redirect to the official my sys2 website. Then you're gonna scroll down to the installation section. You should see this download the installer. So you click there to download the installer. I already have it downloaded. There's my installer. Once you have it downloaded, then you double click on it, right? And then it's going to open. And then you're just going to click next and next and next until it starts installing. Just keep on clicking next. Eventually it will start installing on its own. Don't change anything, just click next, next, next until it installs on its own. So while that's installing, we need to scroll down here. So on that same website, don't leave it yet. We need to scroll down to number 6, right? You see these instructions are numbered, right? This is number 5. We're gonna scroll down to number 6. So it says that you probably want to install some tools like the MinchW's GCC to start compiling projects. So it says run the following command to compile. Basically, we want to install the compiler. Remember, the language of the computer is machine language, and we're writing the code in C++. So we have to compile or translate the C++ language into the machine language, because the machine is very stubborn. It's like, listen here, this is the only language I speak. I speak zeros and ones. I speak binary. I speak machine language. Don't come here with your C++ or your Java. Translate it to my language. That's how stubborn the computer is. And then we should wait for it to finish up installing. Then after running the command, this is the things you'll see on the terminal after running this command here. So while we wait for it to finish, and then make sure you leave this selected, right? So it just that I'm using dark theme here, it's not showing, but then if you go on this side, this is what it shows. Run my sys2 now, right? Leave that checked and then click finish. So I'm going to click finish, and then it opens up the terminal. So now I'm going to, so the terminal, it's sort of, it's sort of like, it gives us a Unix-like environment. So it sort of like mimics another operating system, right? But remember, Windows was not actually like built for like languages like C++, C and C++. If you want to like get the full ability to compile and run C++ code, you need a Unix-like environment. because like the Unix is built using C, right? So you need that Unix-like environment if you cannot get the actual Unix environment. So here, since it mimics a different operating system, Control V won't work. You need to right click and then click on the paste button that appears on the drop down list. So I'm going to click paste. There's the command. It has been pasted. Then I'm going to press enter. Then while you wait, right, just wait. After pressing enter, you're going to have to wait. While you're waiting, just have patience. It will show. So it's going to show these are the packages that will be installed. About GCC and your G++, they'll all be installed. And then at the bottom here, it's going to ask you a question. Do you want to proceed with the installation? Type in Y or N. Y for yes, and then N for no. I will type in Y because I want to install the compiler. So, and then after typing Y, you press enter. That should start downloading. And you should see exactly what's on my screen. So now I'm going to extract all here. This is the previous solution that I did when last year, if I'm not mistaken. It was a P2 image. Was it last year or the other year? I think it's the other year. Yeah, it was a P2 image, right? So I'm going to open it, right? So remember, your executable will be saved under the bin folder inside debug. That's where it will be saved. So it's already generated, but I don't want to generate it. I don't want to use the already generated version since I want to demonstrate to you how to go about generating the image. So while this is installing, okay, my Wi-Fi is pretty fast. It should be done now. Yeah, it's done. So once it's done, you can type clear to remove all this text on the screen so far, because now it's making it hard for us to like concentrate and type and things like that or see what we're typing. So I'm gonna type clear and then press enter. So that clears my terminal. Then now I have my project open, right? So first things first, you must build and run the project inside code blocks so that it generates the executable inside your debug folder or the bin folder. So there it is, it's running, right? Then I'm going to close. I can even close code blocks, that's fine, because I'm done generating I'm done generating the executable. Then I'm going to go back inside my folder, right? As you can see, there it is, there's the executable, it's now there. So wherever, and another thing, right? Be careful of how you're naming your folders. Let me go back to my folder, right? Look at my folder, it's called portable. It's called portable grayscale. So let me zoom in a bit. It's called portable grayscale image. You see the dashes, the portable dash, grayscale dash, image dash. Don't put spaces in naming your folders or your projects because you won't be able to run it via the terminal. There's a special way you have to run it. So don't make that mistake of naming your project with spaces. So I'm going to go back inside of my debug folder, and then I'm going to click at the top there, and then it's going to highlight the location of where this debug folder is. So I'm going to right click on that and say copy because I need that path, right? Then I'm going to open my notepad, right, to paste the path. Remember, this is a different operating system, right? It mimics a different operating system. Then I'm going to paste that path. So what I need to do is I need to make sure that I change the backslash to a /. Everywhere where there's a backslash, change it to a /. Because remember, this is a Unix, it mimics a Unix environment, so things are different here. This is how you navigate into folders inside a Unix environment. So once everything has been changed to /, copy it again, right? Select all of it and then copy it again. I won't need it, so I'll just close and then go back to the terminal and then type the command cd, which means change directory. It stands for change directory. Directory is another word for folder. It means change folder in a way. So change folder means move to that folder. So cd space, you need to put the space so that it knows because it expects input, right? It's like your command arguments. If you remember your command line arguments, you always separate them with a space in between. So I need to right click again and click paste, right? If for some weird reason, if you happen to name your project with spaces, there's no hyphen or an underscore, then you have to include all of this inside double quotes. Because like I said, it becomes very complicated if you name your things the wrong way. Don't put spaces in your project, the way you've named your project. So I'm going to press enter, and then now it has moved inside that folder, the debug folder. To verify that, I'll type in the command ls, which means list everything inside of that folder that I currently am. And you check, you'll notice something. It changed from this tilde to seed users, blah, 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 debugs, to show you that I've moved to that folder. Then I'm going to type ls and then press enter. So it shows me what's inside ls. It's practical 2 solution.exe, which is true. If I go back to the folder, it is true. There it is. So now I'm pretty sure that I'm in the right folder. Then now, since I'm in the right folder, I can now execute the program. To execute the program, you say dot forward slash. So dot meaning that in the current folder, forward slash meaning that execute within the current folder this executable. So you don't have to type in the full name of the executable. You just type in the first, even the first character is fine. The first character, what do I mean? You see, starts with a P. I can just type P like this, right? Dot forward slash P, and then I'm gonna press tab on the keyboard. It's going to autocomplete for me. Tab, then it autocompletes for me because that's the only file. That's the only file that starts with P within that folder. So I don't have to show a lot of type in a lot of characters before I press tab. I can only type I can just type the first character if I want to. So to execute, that's how you execute. So let's run it and see if it's running. Press enter. So there we go. It's running, right? Then I'm going to clear my terminal because I want you guys to see what I'm typing. I just wanted to see that it runs. So now after clearing the terminal, I can just press the up arrow because this thing of typing the same commands over and over, it's tiring. So I'm going to press the up arrow on my keyboard to run the previous commands. If that's not the one that I'm looking for, I press the up arrow again. So let me press the up arrow again. So there's the command that I'm looking for. So now I'm gonna run it and put a greater than sign to say redirect or send those numbers that were appearing on the terminal, send them to a file. So the file, you give it a name. I know the file does not exist. Look, there's no file yet, right? It will create it. First things, what it will do, right? It will look for the file. Does it exist? If it doesn't exist, then it will create it. If after creating it, then it transfers that output that you are redirecting, right? It transfers those numbers, those 255s, 128s, whatever your output was. So transfer it. Let me call the image face.pgm. For this practical, it was a P2 image. So you had to use the extension .pgm. For you guys, you're going to have to use .ppm because yours is an RGB image or a P3 image. So this was a grayscale image. So there's no bright colors. There was no bright colors for this one. So it was a grayscale image. So after typing in the name of the file that you want to generate, press enter. And then if I type ls again, without even having to go to File Explorer, if I type in ls, it should list everything inside of my file folder. I should find two files now. The executable and this face.pgm file that I told you to create. So let's see if it's there. And indeed it is there. If I go back to my File Explorer or to my folder, there is the face.pgm. It has now been generated. Then what I would do is I'll double click on it to test to see if the output is the way it's expected to be. And then there's the image. Everything is as expected. So yeah, that's it for today's tutorial. I think this should help. This is how if you follow everything step by step, you should get those results. So what you're looking for. Thank you.